Welcome once again to my channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to design V-belt and pulley, and also a timing belt and also the timing gear. And you can see the ones I have right here on the screen. So without wasting much time, I'm going to start a fresh one on a new page. So I'm going to switch over to a new page right now. Right, so here's a new page, and before I start, I'll have to set up my drawing units, and I'm just going to type U and select units, and from this drop down window do my setup right here. So on the type is decimal, precision is 0, and insertion scale is millimeters. So I'm going to leave this setting as it is. Okay, so I'm also going to choose 3D modeling as a workspace and switch the view to right view. Okay, so I'm going to start first with the diameter of the big pulley. So I click on circle, click and choose diameter of 300. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line from this center, draw a line of 450, okay, so I'm going to draw another circle, that's a smaller circle of diameter 200, and the ends of this line are the center distances of these very two pulleys. So I click on circle, with here at the center, draw another circle of diameter 200. Right, so I'm now going to connect these two circles using the line command. So I click on line, hold down the control key, right click and choose tangent, then click on this big circle, hold down the control key again, right click and choose tangent, and click on the small circle, exit, repeat line, okay, hold down the control key again, right click and choose tangent, then click on the big circle, hold down the control key, right click and choose tangent, and click on the small circle. Okay, now with the trim command, I'm going to trim off some portions of these circles. Okay, that's done. Now I'm now going to use the join command to join all the broken lines. Okay, so I now have one pulley line. Okay, now I'm going to switch the view again to front view. Click on this and choose front. Okay, now I'm now going to start drawing the cross section of the pulley, or the two pulleys. So I'm going to start with the rectangle command. So I click on rectangle and draw a rectangle of, so I'm going to draw a rectangle of 100 by 40, enter. Now draw yet another rectangle, this time of 30 by 80. So I'm going to move this very rectangle, pick it from the very point and drop it right here. Okay, draw yet another rectangle. So I'm going to draw yet another rectangle, this time of 60 by 15. Okay, so I'm going to move this very one as well, move this rectangle, pick it from the very point and drop it right here. Okay. Now draw a line from this point to the 0 point and move this line downwards by 15. So I click on move this line, move it down by 15. Okay, so this is the center of this very pulley. This line is the center of the pulley. Now I'm going to make a copy of this very geometry now to the right. So I click on copy command, copy the whole of this to the right. Okay, so this is the, from here to here is the radius of the big circle. So this is 200. So I'm going to reduce this to 50 as well to make the diameter 200. So I'm going to move this portion down by 50. Okay. Now I'm going to use the trim command to trim off some portions of this. So I click on this, also trim off these ones. Okay, so these two are the cross section of the pulleys. Now I'm going to draw the cross section of the belts. So I'm going to use the polygon command to do that. So I click on polygon, choose the sides, which is 3, because it's going to be triangular. Click on 3, enter. I'm going to right click and choose edge and enter the width of each. I'm going to make it 30. Okay, so this is the cross section of the blade. I'm going to trim this portion off. So with the trim command, I'm going to trim off this, and this. Okay. Now I'm going to move this very profile, pick it from this very point, and drop it here. Then copy this, pick it from here, and drop it here as well. Okay. Now I'm going to shift this 10 units away from these edges. So I click on move, highlight this, and move 10 units to the right. Do the same thing right here, highlight this, click on move, and move 10 units to the left. Okay, that is done. I'm going to copy this as well. The copy command, copy this, pick it from here, and drop it here. Okay, and enter. Right, so with the trim command, I'm also going to trim out this, trim this, let me copy this out because I'll need it. Copy. So I'm going to trim this as well. Trim this and this. Okay. With the join command, I'm going to join all this. Click on Modify panel, click on Join, and join all this. Join all this. Okay, so I now have okay. Now use the fillet edge to fillet some edges of this very geometry. So I click on Fillet, right click and choose the radius of the fillet. I'm going to make it 5 and enter. On this, and this. Choose fillet again, and choose multiple this time. Click on multiple and fillet these edges. Fillet this. And also this portion. Okay. Okay, so I will now copy these two, pick A from this very point, drop this here, also drop it here, okay, and exit this command, then delete this, okay. So I've now switched to isometric view, switch to northeast isometric. Okay, so I'm going to delete these two lines. So I'm going to move this now from the center. Click on Move. Move this. Pick it from this point, and drop this here, the center. Also move this and pick it from this center and drop it right here. Okay. So I'm now going to move this, from this point and drop it at the midpoint right here. Also copy this again from the very point and drop it right here. Okay. Now I'm now going to use the sweep command to sweep this belt profile along this very path. So I come up right here on the modeling panel, click here and choose sweep. Click on this, enter, right click, choose alignment and click no, then click on this very part. Okay. Do the same thing right here. Click on sweep, click on this profile, right click, enter, choose alignment and choose no, then click on this. Right. So here are the two bed profiles. Let's view You can see here are the two belts now. So what I'm going to do now, now I'm now going to use the revolve command to revolve these two. So I click on this and choose revolve. I'm going to click on this, enter, and choose these two centers. Choose the end of these two lines at the revolving point and enter 360. Okay. Come right here and do the same thing. Click on the revolve command. Click on this, enter, and choose these 2 points. Click on these 2 points and enter 360. Okay. So here is the belt and the pulley drive now complete. I'm going to clean up this line. Erase this. So here is the V-belt and the pulley now complete. So I'm now going to switch to the right view again. This is the right view. Now this time I'm going to start with draw the second one, which is the timing belt and the timing gear. I'm going to shift this one aside. I'm going to hide this and start the second one. So I'm going to highlight the whole of this. Right click and isolate. Okay, so I can now start the timing gear and the timing belt. So the same diameter again, I'm going to right click, click on the circle command and draw a circle of 300, diameter 300, the same distance of 450, 450. Now draw a smaller circle again of 200 diameter. Right click, choose diameter and enter 200. Now connect these two circles again with a line command. So I click on line, hold down the control key, right click and choose tangent. Click on the bigger circle, hold down the control key again, right click and choose tangent, and click on the small circle. Okay. I'm going to repeat line, hold down the control key, right click and choose tangent, click right here, hold down the control key, right click and choose tangent again, and click on this. Okay. So with the trim command again, I'm going to trim off these portions. A trim command, trim off these portions. Alright. And also use the join command to join the broken portions of this very geometry. Okay, so I now have one strength unit. Right, I'm going to now draw the tooth profile of the timing belt. I'm going to use the right angle command to do that. Draw a square of 8 by 8. Okay, so this is the tooth profile of the timing belt. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to array this very square along this very path. So I come right here and choose path array, highlight this very square, click on the path, which is this. Okay, now I'm going to choose the base point. Click on base point, and here is going to be my base point at this top. Again, I'm going to also click on tangent direction. The tangent direction is these 2 points. Click on this and this. Okay, then click on measure and choose divide. You can see that I have a gap here. So when I click on divide, that gap will be filled up. So I right click and exit this command. Okay, so here is what I have now. So the next I'm going to do now is to offset this very line by 6 units. So I click on offset command and enter 6. Then click on this very line and offset upwards and enter. Okay, so next I'm going to do some trimming here. So with the trim command, I'm going to trim up some parts of these very squares. So continue trimming. Continue trimming. Now I'm going to use the join command to join them up. So click on modify and choose join, and join the whole of this. Okay, I'm going to switch the view to isometric. Okay, and change this also to shade of gray. Right, so I'm now going to use the press pull command to press pull this. Press pull to a distance of 40 and enter. Okay, so here is the. So I'm now going to switch to right view again. Okay. Now draw a circle again at this point to touch this very edge. Okay. Draw the same. Repeat circle. Draw another circle. Now the center point, also locate this very. Okay, so again I'm going to create another profile using the rectangle command. Draw another tooth profile of 8 by 8. And copy it again. Here from this point, and drop it right here. Okay, so I'm also now going to use the path array to array this very square along this very circle path. So I click on this and choose path array, highlight this, click on the path which is this, choose divide and enter. Okay, that is done. Now create the same thing right here, a square of 8 by 8, enter, move it from the quadratic center and drop it right here. Okay. Now also use the click on this and choose path array. Click on the path array command. Array this along this path. Okay, click on measure and choose divide and enter. Okay, so that's done now. Right, again I'm going to switch to isometric view and now isolate this very belt. Click on this, right click and choose isolate. Okay, so I now have to deal with this. Extrude this. Height, width of 40, enter. Extrude this one as well, 40, okay. So I'm going to switch to wireframe now and draw a circle from this very point. Draw a circle of diameter 40. Draw another circle here of diameter 40. Switch to, then press pull. Press pull this. Okay. Okay, so that's done. Now, I'm going to right click and end isolation. Okay, so here is the pulley and the belt complete, and also the timing gear and the timing belt all completed. So thank you for watching, and please do subscribe for more of my tutorials.